welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marie and I'm so glad that you clicked on today's video. Now, if you clicked on today's video, that is because you are feeling bloated or you just want to prevent that from happening at all. So this is the right video for you because I will be showing you exactly what to eat when you are feeling bloated. Now, I do suggest doing every single meal like I'll be showing you, but of course you can pick and choose what are your favorites and what you want to do that day. There are so many different ways to relieve bloating, but the main thing, the number one thing that will help you out the most is what you are eating that day. Before we get started, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you do enjoy it, and of course subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell so you are notified every time I upload a video. I do upload twice a week, on Mondays and on Thursdays. I upload videos all on health and wellness and nutrition and fitness. So make sure to join the family and watch my future videos. So if you want to know what I eat in a day to relieve bloating, then just go ahead and keep on watching. So like I said, when you want to relieve bloating, there are so many different things that you can do. So you can work out to really sweat out the extra, excess water. You can really hydrate yourself all day long. That is so important as well. But the most important thing is what you will be eating that day, because there are foods that will bloat you even more, and there are foods that will reduce the bloating, and that is exactly what we want. Those foods are actually anti-inflammatory foods, and those are the ones that you want to be prioritizing when you are trying to relieve your bloating. That's why I do recommend eating all of these things that I will be showing you, because every single one of these recipes contain anti-inflammatory foods. So let's go ahead and start out with breakfast, of course, and what we will be having is an anti-inflammatory smoothie. Dark leafy greens like spinach and kale are very anti-inflammatory. So of course we will be using kale in our smoothie. Fruits are very anti-inflammatory as well, but specifically berries. So for our smoothie, we will be using berries as our choice of fruit. But let me just go ahead and grab everything and I'll show you how to make it. So like I said, the first thing that you want to go in with is a dark leafy green. So you can choose kale or spinach. My choice is kale, and I do get it frozen just so that my smoothie is cold and I don't have to put in ice cubes later. So the berries I will be using are blueberries, but you can use blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, whatever you like. You can even, I also love to get the frozen mixed berries. So let's go ahead and put in a good amount of that as well. The next thing I love to go in with is yogurt, and that's because yogurts have so much probiotics, which is a healthy bacteria for your gut, and that will just support your digestive system, and that's what we need when we are bloated. Now, there are so many different types of yogurt out there. The one that I recommend and that I love using is Greek yogurt. I do get this 0% fat Greek yogurt from Costco, and the reason why I prefer Greek yogurt to regular yogurt is just because this has a ton of protein that you'll be getting at the same time. Why not help higher your intake in protein as well? And also it is much creamier than regular yogurt, which will only help make your smoothie much creamier as well. So what I'll do is just put in a big tablespoon of that, like this. And the final ingredient that you will need is almond milk. I do get this one from Costco as well, and it is organic almond milk, and it is unsweetened. Alrighty, so I just went ahead and blended it up. Don't be scared of the color. It's just because of how dark the blueberries are. Of course, if you decide to use, strawberries and raspberries, it won't look like this. You will see after drinking this also how light you will feel. If you choose to have, eggs and bacon and bread and pancakes for breakfast, you'll see how you will be feeling bloated after that, and that just won't help you at all in relieving it. So this is super light on your stomach. You will digest it very well, and you will see how it will really help to relieve your bloating. That is so good. Moving on to lunch, we will of course be prioritizing anti-inflammatory foods. So tomatoes are very anti-inflammatory. I'm sure you have already heard of the tomato diet. So of course we will be having a tomato. Olive oil is also very anti-inflammatory, and Fatty fish like salmon, tuna, and sardines are very anti-inflammatory as well. So we will be having tuna. So for lunch, we will be having tuna with some crackers with a side of a tomato salad. This tomato salad I absolutely love, and I actually have it all the time, not just when I'm trying to relieve my bloating. Very simple to make. What you will need is a tomato and some cucumber. I have already washed both. Make sure you do that. So now we're just going to go ahead and cut these up and put it in a bowl that I have here. And next, of course, our dressing will be olive oil. Like I said, it is very anti-inflammatory. So be careful with this. You don't want to put more than a tablespoon, because 1 tablespoon of olive oil is about 100 calories. Yeah, 130 calories for this one. Of course, every single one may vary, but it's always around 100. So as healthy as this is for you, just be careful because it is very high in calories. So you want to go very light-handed with this. Honestly, if you're not used to it, you can actually measure it in a tablespoon, but I'm just kind of used to doing this, so I just do it by eye. But I know that I'm putting about a tablespoon. That is it. And the same thing now with balsamic. You don't want to put too much, about a tablespoon worth as well. And the last ingredient you need for this tomato salad is salt. Now you might be thinking, but salt just retains water. That's the last thing you want when you're bloated, right? But what my choice of salt is actually pink Himalayan salt, because unlike regular, table salt that does dehydrate you, this doesn't. Pink salt is known for not dehydrating you and not retaining that water, or at least as much as that does. You do need flavor, and you want to enjoy what you're eating even when you're trying to relieve your bloating. So that's why I like to put just a bit of this, not too much, just to add some flavor. That's it. Now just give this a little mix. And there you go. It is so good. Like I said, I eat this so often, not even, when I'm just trying to relieve bloating. This is my choice of a side dish for so many different meals. It is so good. Moving on to the tuna. If you're like me and can eat tuna alone, to be honest, it's just not my favorite. What I love to get is these clover leaf little cans here. They are already flavored. You have so many different flavors to choose from. This one is dill and lemon. To be honest, my favorite one is the spicy Thai one, I believe. But yeah, if you're like me and don't love that tuna taste, I really suggest getting these because they are so good. So I'll just go ahead and open this up. And then with it, I won't have bread. My choice of carbs to have with this is crackers, just because I do feel a lot lighter after having crackers. Carbs are definitely not anti-inflammatory, but you do need to have carbs in your day, or else, anyway, for me, I know I need to have them, or else I just won't be enjoying what I'm eating and I won't feel full. We do want to feel nice and light after our meals when we're trying to relieve our bloating, but you do need to feel full as well. So my favorite choice of crackers are these BLOATING reduced fat and salt. And for 4 crackers, it's only 70 calories. So with this, I will have about 5 or 6. And there you go. So you've got your tuna with crackers, with your tomato salad. Trust me, you will be full after all of this and you'll feel nice and light. And both of these are very anti-inflammatory, which will just help you a ton. Of course, next it is time for a snack. So what I love to have, and even more when I'm trying to, reduce my bloating, is this golden latte that I will show you, which is really a turmeric latte. Not only does this taste good, but I find this really helps a lot. So I highly suggest for you to try it out. But now let's just head to the stove and I'll show you how I make it. Alrighty, so I have here milk that I am just heating up. You can use whatever milk you like, whether that's oat milk or almond milk, whatever you like. I'm just waiting for this to heat up a little. Now, of course, the 3 spices that we will need are ginger, turmeric, and cinnamon. So let's just get those 3. By the way, look how cute this spice cabinet is. I actually just organized it about a week ago and filmed the whole thing. If you're interested in knowing how I did it and what I used, go ahead and check out that video. But just getting back to this. So the ingredients that you'll need is a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of turmeric, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. Also, I can't believe I forgot to mention this, but these 3 spices specifically are so anti-inflammatory. That's why every time you'll always see people having turmeric in their rice and so many different recipes. Honestly, you can make it with so many different things, but cinnamon as well. What I like to do in the morning with my coffee is actually put in some cinnamon inside, just because that'll help with inflammation as well. And ginger too. I'm sure you've heard of, you know, ginger teas, and these are just 3 things that you can use in so many different ways. Today I will be showing you this latte, but I like to use these 3 things in so many different ways. All right, so 1 teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of some ginger. Now just take your whisk and we'll just mix that up. Also, did I mention that for the milk you need to use 250 ml? And now the final thing that you'll need, also you want to make sure, I do have this too high. Let's go ahead and put this to 3. The last thing you'll need is 2 tablespoons of honey. My choice of honey is actually this organic blue agave syrup. It tastes the exact same, and honestly it's just a healthier alternative, so this is what I like to use. Like I said, you need 2 tablespoons. I'll just eyeball this one, to be honest. So let's go ahead and stir that, and then you just want to let it simmer and it'll be ready soon. Now while it is doing that, what we are going to do is actually prepare the foam on top. So let's just turn that down and let it simmer. We will just be frothing this milk to put on top of our latte, of course, and to do that I will be using this electric hand mixer. So I have heated up the milk. Now let's just go ahead and froth it. A little trick to froth your milk even more is to hold it up high. If you hold it low, it won't froth as much. The higher you hold it, the more froth that you'll make. All right, now let's go ahead and put in the foam. Perfect. And then what you want to do is just sprinkle a little bit more turmeric and just a little bit of cinnamon. And that is it, you guys. This is so good, and it just helps with inflammation a ton. So here you have it. First of all, how pretty is this? So what I like to do is, with my golden latte, I will be having nuts, and that is because nuts are very anti-inflammatory. I could be having another healthy snack, but it won't have those anti-inflammatory properties. That's why I really suggest you guys really have, you know, all of these recipes that I'm showing you all in the same day, because these foods are very anti-inflammatory, and just having them all together, you'll just benefit, you know, from that effect. So my favorite nuts are these almonds. These are also from Costco. They are tamari from Nature Source. You guys, these almonds are unbelievable. I personally don't love nuts. It was never just my thing, but these are amazing. I'm telling you, go get yourself some. They are just so good. Now, just like olive oil, nuts are also a healthy fat, so they are very high in calories as well. I will only eat about 10-12 nuts, and that's it. First of all, they do fill you up. They're very filling. You don't need to eat a ton, but just a little handful alongside with this latte, and you are good to go. This is also a snack that I love to have, not only when I'm trying to, you know, reduce my bloating, but on an everyday too. It is just so healthy. Now the final meal of the day is obviously supper, and I don't have a meal to show you just because I do live at home and it's not me that cooks supper. Sometimes I do, just because, you know, I love cooking, but it is my mom who cooks. So after eating all of these anti-inflammatory foods during the day, I think that is is enough to help really reduce my bloating. Now when it comes to supper, all I really do, because like I said, it's not me that's cooking, but all I really make sure to do to help reduce my bloating is number one, portion control. Whatever the meal may be, you don't want to have a huge portion. For example, don't go for seconds or even thirds. You want to have a quarter of your plate be carbs, not more. A quarter of your plate be protein, not more. And half your plate, make sure that you are having veggies. Veggies have a ton of fiber, and that will also only help support your digestive system, which will just, you know, help everything go. And that is exactly what you need when you're trying to reduce your bloating. After supper, I won't have dessert, because in dessert there is sugar, and sugar equals bloating you even more. Personally, sugar, there is nothing that bloats me more than sugar. When I have, let's say, an ice cream at night, the next morning I wake up bloated every single time. So especially when I already am bloated, and when I also just want to prevent being bloated because I have an event coming up or whatever it may be, I don't have dessert after supper. Supper is my last meal of the day, and that is all I will eat in a day where I'm trying to reduce my bloating. So that's it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really hope you try these recipes out. Like I said, I do recommend having every single one of these in a day, but if you do want to pick and choose which ones are your favorites and try them out, then go ahead. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and of course subscribe to my channel to see all my future videos. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll just catch you guys in the next one. Bye!